We glorify fathers as protectors, guides, and moral anchors. Yet when they fall, their shadow stains more lives than their embrace ever touched. Talesverser, this is the broken father archetype. Not every father. Only those who fail, and in failing, raise men into chaos. Behind closed doors, families know the silence, the rage, or the absence. The world likes to pretend that fathers are steady and dependable. Yet some vanish when they are needed most, leaving children to build identity on broken promises. These wounds rarely stay hidden. They echo into classrooms, workplaces, and entire cultures. Because when authority fails at home, it prepares the stage for failure everywhere else. A broken father doesn't teach love. They teach fear. Not through wisdom, but through shouting, mood swings, or cold withdrawal. Children grow up learning survival instead of stability. That survival hardens into personality. Rigid men who distrust tenderness, leaders who confuse control with strength, or partners who don't know how to nurture. Fear becomes their alphabet, and every sentence in their life is written in it. And fear feels normal once it is learned young. People swear they will never become the father who failed them, and yet many do. Contempt so often becomes mimicry. A man who despised his father's anger finds himself yelling in the same tone. One who hated neglect discovers he too disappears when responsibility knocks. It isn't destiny, it's repetition. And repetition is a trap people mistake for character. The archetype doesn't stop at family. It scales into society. Politicians step into the father role, promising to guide nations like households. Some succeed, but others betray trust, hoard power, or collapse under pressure, dragging millions with them. History is full of these public fathers. Leaders who claim to be protectors, but left only division and despair. And the larger the father, the louder the collapse. The most dangerous legacy is not wealth or poverty. It's instability passed down as identity. Children inherit insecurity, communities inherit distrust, and nations inherit corruption. And after a few generations, people forget there was ever another way. Trauma turns into tradition. That is how chaos stops being an exception and becomes the rule. Talesverser, the broken father archetype is not about all fathers. It's about the figures who fail, and in failing, create scars that shape entire generations. Whether in private or public life, the world is filled with leaders who act like abandoned sons pretending to be fathers. Society keeps repeating them without knowing how to stop. And that silence might be the cruelest inheritance of all. But here's the difference. Our generation still has a chance to break that silence. To call it out, to cut the cycle, and maybe, finally, to stop passing down a wound disguised as wisdom. And that's a wrap, my dear friends. Thanks for hanging out with me. Until next time, stay awesome.